Alright, boom. So listen, the other day, man, I was watching Kuroko no Basket and I kind of thought to myself, what would happen if these dudes were in the NBA? What would their stats look like? What would their careers look like? What kind of awards would they get, man? Because I'm watching the Generation of Miracles, bro, and they're already on NBA All-Star level. So, in this video, man, now we're going to do exactly that. We're going to use 2K and a created roster to just sim out these guys' stats just to see how they would do in the NBA. So without me talking for any longer, because this is going to be a long video, let's get into it. Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Karma TV, back at it again with another Kuroko no Basket, this time, my league video. Alright, and I've done a couple of these before. I think this is maybe the third or fourth or even fifth in the series, man, but this is going to be the penultimate of this entire kind of little mini series that I'm doing. And basically, we're going to be taking all of the Kuroko no Basket players, including the Generation of Miracles, you see some uncrowned kings, and even down to the freaking role players, man, because my roster is pretty good. I'm not going to say it's the best. There might be a better roster out here. And pro tip, if you want this draft class, I have a full tutorial on the channel, but I'm also going to show you how I import it. Alright, so without any further ado, y'all see the class, y'all see the players. I'll get into each and every one, sort of their overall later, but we're going to get into the video. Let's go. Alright, so you guys saw the roster right there scrolling when I was introing the video. Basically, we're just going to set up a random My League here. Nothing special. Here are the settings if you really want to see them. Went with a modified salary cap because honestly it's kind of annoying having to re-sign some of these guys. I turned injuries on, and you'll see it's kind of a big thing throughout this entire series, man. People just get injured so easily. But I wanted to keep the injury on just to see, how people's careers would play out with injuries. We randomized to a random team here, and we get the 76ers. And if you want to see how you can actually import this class, it's only available on Xbox One at the moment, because that's how it is. Just search either by content name KNB new, like how I'm spelling it right here. I hope y'all can follow along. It should be here. Fingers crossed. 2K is kind of lame with that. Or you can look up my gamer tag, Karma TV. It's the same as my channel name. Hey, if y'all really want to add me, you can. I accept friend requests, man. So hit me up if you want. But without any further ado, we imported the class, so this first season doesn't really matter. I'm not even controlling the rebuild. We just have the 76ers, and since it's not a fantasy draft, I think Embiid's still on the team. Luka wins MVP. Shout out Walker Kessler, Rookie of the Year. This stuff doesn't really matter, so I'm going to try to skip through this a little bit. Here are the All-NBA first teams. Here's the playoffs. Let's see how they play out. And we got the Hawks winning it all. So we're going to get into the draft lottery. Here's where it really gets good, man, because you really want a good lottery pick in this draft, man. You're getting an influx of talent. Here's how the projections look. We got Akashi going first, Morisaki Bara, Then it's Daiki, Midorima, Kisei, Kuroko, Taiga, Teppei. I think he's coming in at like 8 or 9. Tatsuya Himura, Nibuya. Also, excuse my pronunciation of these things, man. I am American, so I mean, I could really go for the Japanese, like Chihiro Moizumi, but I think that would just take a little effort and it would be a little disrespectful. But I can, man. But I'm just gonna refer to him as last name. So Koji, Kimura, Wakatsumatsu, and right here some of the recording messed up, so I missed the first couple picks, but we can jump straight into the draft, man. Alright, so with the third pick, we got Akashi going to the Brooklyn Nets. Alright, that's pretty tough. They do need a new point guard. Fourth pick, Aomini going to the Hornets. Okay, playing along with Melo. That's a tough little duo. Sixth pick, Spurs, Tatsuya Himura. Oh man, they kind of messed up that pick because there's still some generation of miracles on that board. But okay, Himura to the Spurs. See, that's what I'm talking about. Sixth pick, Kagami goes to the Jazz. Seventh pick, Kuroko, not a generation of miracle, but the Phantom Six Man goes to Orlando. Midorima goes to the Rockets, Teppei to the Blazers, Hyuga, okay, also to the Nets, alongside Akashi at number 10, okay, that's probably where I'd put him. Mabuchi goes 11th, okay, 12th goes Nibuya, 13th goes Sakurai. I'm going to just kind of rapid fire here just to make it in the interest of time. I do get some trades, so they trade Mitchell Robinson for Wakatsumatsu. Okay, solid center. And every now and again, you're going to see a random generated guy. How the heck they got drafted, I do not know, but it's all good. 16th pick, we got Kensuke Fukyu. That's his name. I couldn't spell it out in 2K. Kimura goes 18th. Hayama goes to the Rockets. Random generated dude. Sochi goes to the Pelicans. Okay, now we're getting into some of the role players. So we got Koji going to the Thunder, Taisuke going to the Rockets, random generated guy again. Frick you. Fuck off. Ade Udo. Oh. Anyways, Grizzlies take Chihiro. Okay. Wei Lu goes to the Lakers, and we're just about to finish that first round. Miyagi goes to the Jazz, and that was the first round. Okay, with Mitsuhiro going last. We see Murisaki Bara went first to the Wizards, Ryota went second, Akashi going third, and this is where we picked up the draft, but here's the entire first round. I'm going to sim up a little bit here, and we also see the second round if you really want to see that. I believe the last guy to get drafted was Takao going 43rd. Okay, so shout out to Takao. Hopefully he has a good season. Anyways, we're going to sim all the way up to the All-Star break. Let's see if we got any Generation of Miracles getting All-Star in their first year. And bam, we see two of them. We see Kisei on Team Luka and Aomini Daiki on Team Giannis. So shout out to them. We're going to get into the stats here, and dang, Daiki's putting up 34.3 points per game in his first year. Akashi's putting up 24 and 6.5 assists, so it looks like he's having a good rookie season. Murisaki Bara putting up Shaq-like numbers already, man, 26 and 14. Shout out to Kuroko, he's putting up 13 and 11 assists. Sheesh, he's putting himself up. Kisei Ryota right here, putting up 25 points per game right at the All-Star break. He could have been an All-Star. Taiga having a solid season as well, 20 and almost 11 rebounds, so shout out to him. Midorima right here, 21, shooting 44% from 3, very solid. Teppei over here, dang, 15 rebounds, man, he's Iron Claw and everything, give me that. He's a beast on the board today, man. Shout out to the Spurs. Himura's hitting for 20 points. Okay. Hyuga, dang, I think I might have made the shot tendencies a little too good, man. Even Hyuga's putting up 23 points. Mabuchi's putting up 22 points in his rookie year. You see them progressing pretty solidly. Even Nibuya, man, 13 points on that Warriors team. That's pretty solid. We got Kotaro Hayama here. Okay, solid role player. Putting up pretty good stats for a role player. And Kensuke Fukyu. I forgot how his name even is pronounced, but hey man, and shout out to Mitsuhiro, last pick of that first, or second to last pick of that first round, putting up 15 rebounds. Even Ryo Sakurai over here putting up almost 16 points per game. Wakatsumatsu putting up 2.6 blocks, very solid as well. And you see the league leaders right here, Mitsuhiro and Tepe on top for rebounding, Kuroko in the top 10 for assists, Kisei leading the league in steals, and Morisaki Bara leading the league in blocks. So it's fair to say, let's sim out the rest of the season. I already saw Daiki win MVP, so shout out to him, man, in his rookie year. Tepe wins Rookie of the Year, but you know, you might be thinking, hey, it should be Daiki, but man, 2K is all glitched, as we also see Morisaki Bara win Defensive Player of the Year. 2K is kind of glitched, where if you actually look at it, Daiki will be in his second year, although we just imported them. I don't understand, but half of the rookies were separated. See the all NBA third teams, man, we already got Generation of Miracle players on here. Kuroko making defensive second team. Same along with Daiki putting up almost 35 points per game on the defensive team, so shout out to him. And even Akashi makes all defensive second team, putting up 1.6 steals. Yeah, but as I was saying, basically half of the roster is not going to be counted as real rookies, which is kind of a bummer, but 2K, you need to kind of focus on some of these weirder, like ticky-tacky little issues that never seem to get fixed. Here's the all rookie teams, although like I said, a lot of these guys won't even get counted as rookies. We even have an auto-generated guy, but man, okay, Sakurai putting up 17 points per game. And with that, man, we can sim out to the playoffs. Let's see if we get any luck in these playoffs here. And we got the Cavs and the Pelicans going up against each other. It looks like Sochi's on the Pelicans, and let's see if the Cavs have anybody from Kuroko no Basket. Looks like they don't. We'll let the simulation play out, and boom, Cavs win. So unfortunately, no Kuroko no Basket players are going to get anything there. See the progression right here. Sakao going up 1, Chihiro going up 1. We like to see the progression, especially as a rookie. Okamaru, not really moving anywhere, but we're not really expecting him to move. Daiki goes up +2. Taiga actually goes down 1. I'm not sure how that's happening, but alright, we'll see. We'll see how his career plays out. Wakatsumatsu gets a big old +4. Kuroko gets big old +3. Pause on that. Akashi goes up +3. Hyuga goes up +5. We love to see the progression, you know what I'm saying. Mabuchi going up 2. And same with Mitsuhiro. Kisei actually stays at an 86. Same with Midorima. Looks like they need to put some more potential into those guys. You know, I don't know what's happening. I'm not controlling them. Himura goes up +2, putting up 21 points per game. That's really solid, man. Even Shunizuki putting up 12 points. Man, looks like everybody's eating in this in this simulation. We see Kensuke going up a big +4, and Nabuya going up +2. And the final team is the Wizards with Morisaki Bara. Looks like he flattens out, although, man, look at that season. Tell me how he's not progressing. Anyways, on to Season 2. We're going to skip right to the All-Star break. That's kind of what we're going to follow. Let's see if any players make the All-Star teams. And we got Taiga over on Nikola Jokic's side, Morisaki Bara on Giannis's side. So shout out to them. Looks like we only get 2 a year, apparently. I don't know what they're doing. Shout out to Jason Tatum for winning the MVP award. Let's see if we get anybody else. Looks like we don't get any front runners for the awards. We're going to fast forward to second team, and we got Ryota and Morisaki Bara making it. Kisei puts up dang near identical stats. It's his rookie year, and Morisaki Bara actually looks like he regressed a little bit, or maybe he's just getting less opportunities. Taiga makes third team, putting up 20, almost 21 and 10. Man, looks like we're seeing a lot of sophomore slumps this year, even for Daiki, although he's putting up more than 30 points per game. And dang, he averaged 10 assists last season. I didn't even mention that. Kuroko putting up 14 and 11. Shout out to him. And we saw Kisei and Morisaki Bara earlier. On all defensive second team, we got Taiga and Aomini Daiki. So it looks like they're putting up some solid stats in terms of scoring as well as defense. Look at the players' stats here. We saw Daiki, we saw Taiga, Ryo Sakurai putting up 17 points per game again. So that's pretty solid from him, man. Definitely above what I was expecting. We see Wakatsumatsu struggling a little bit with injury, but puts up solid numbers. Wei Lu looks like he's regressing, and 4 points is on his way out of the league almost, but it's all good, man. See Kuroko there, we went over him. Same with Kimura, he's one of those guys I'm kind of expecting to retire early. Looks like Akashi got injured a lot this season, and he actually regressed. See, that might be what's happening, man. These guys are just getting injured. Hugo puts up 24 points, though, in his absence. And dang, Reo Mbuchi probably had the best sophomore season. Most improved, I'd say, among the draft class I'm going for. Even Mitsuhiro drops off in rebounds. I'm expecting, at least he's more efficient, though, but I'm expecting that he didn't play as many minutes. Sochi, you see him here. We saw Kisei earlier. Mitarima has a little bit of a fallback season, but he's still shooting pretty good from 3. I think he's just playing behind Jabari Smith Jr., who just turns into an absolute beast. We see Hayama, okay, putting up 17 points. We see Shun here, putting up 9 points, 7 assists. Tepe here having another solid season, 12 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists. I like to see him moving the ball. Nibuya has actually a phenomenal season, 6, and same with Kensuke here. Oh my gosh, that little pairing is actually going to go off. And we saw Murasaki Vara's stats, so we can get into the playoffs right here. We're going to sim to the finals, and we got the Magic and Trailblazers here. So we're going into a Generation of Mirror, or not Generation of Mirror, a Seiren finals here. It's going to be Tepe versus Kuroko, so very solid matchup. And the Trailblazers take it home, so shout out to Tepe, who wins his first ring. He's the first Kuroko no Basket player to win. Go into progression right here. See Aomini going up 1. Dang, Taiga actually went down 2, and who the f is David Johnson going up 7? Bro, 2K, you're tripping. Anyways, Ukatsumatsu gets another +4. He's turning into a very solid center. Good defender. Let's go. Wei Lu, though, and Sousa, they heard me talking shit. They say, Lisa, we're about to fall out of the league, man. We're going to go up 1. Hey, man, all power to you. I want to see y'all succeed. Anyways, we got Kuroko going up 2. Look at his shooting stats. Okay, they're getting better. Dang, Akashi going down 1 and Hyuga going down 1 after having pretty good season. I don't really see where that's coming from. Mitsuhiro goes up 1. Mabuchi stays at an 82 though. Kimura goes up 1. He heard me talking shit. He said, man, I got something for you. I got revenge season in me. Hope you do, buddy. We see Hayama also. He's not getting any better, man. I'm not saying it's not really correlating to their play. I don't understand how the progression works, but it's all good. I thought it was just like you score more, you're going to get better. But, hey man, maybe not always. Koji goes up +2 here in his age 23 season, and Tepe becomes an 84 this season. Alright, now heading into Season 3, we're going to head right up to the All-Star break. Okay, we got Tepe making his first All-Star team. Murasaki Bara 3 times, Mitarima and Daiki also make it on the East. Okay, simming out the season. Shout out to Jokic for winning MVP. Okay, Mitarima coming out of nowhere with 6th Man of the Year in his 3rd season. Solid stats. I kind of like to see that. Murasaki Bara, Defensive Player of the Year already. And let's see how many he has so far. He has 2 already. Okay, so shout out to him. Daiki makes first team season. He put up 34 points, so shout out to him. Here's Kisei's stats, kind of regressing a little bit, but at least he's still on All-NBA second team. Murasaki Bara also makes second team. Tepe actually makes third team here, putting up 14 and 16 rebounds. Taiga, he's injured to end off the season, but he had an up year compared to last, put up 21 and 10. Kisei, Over on All-NBA defensive team, we saw his stats. Murray Sakibara obviously on there. Himura makes it an all-defensive second team and putting up 23 points, so it looks like he's turning out to be pretty solid over there on the Spurs. Here we can see the stats for pretty much everyone else. Chihiro had a pretty solid season. Daiki, we saw dang near leading the league in points per game. Taiga, we saw 21-11 compared to last year. Ryo Sakurai's got 8.5 and 1.6 steals, 1.6 assists, sorry. Ukatsumatsu over here on the Knicks putting up 10 and 12, so pretty solid. Shun and Okamaru on the same team, the Lakers, and they're putting up some decent stats here. Wei Lu, a little bit at the bottom here, kind of a disappointing season, but it's all good. Kuroko putting up 19 points per game. That's what I like to see. Almost 12 assists. Akashi kind of has been sliding backwards a little bit, but he's putting up 20 points and 8 assists. And Hyuga almost 25 points per game, so he is really scoring. Takao over there on Brooklyn, looks like he's changed teams quite a bunch. Mabuchi kind of slides back a little bit from his 28 points per game last season. And Mitsuhiro over here, 13 rebounds, so pretty solid once he gets the minutes. Kimura, okay, putting up 8 rebounds. This is his best season yet. I like to see that. Looks like he had a bounce back year. Even Taisuke putting up 10 rebounds. Okay. Mitarima, we saw he's playing behind Jabari Smith. That's why he's coming off the bench. Himura, we saw earlier. Koji, 9 points and 11 rebounds. Okay, so he's really actually proven to be something. We saw Tepe on All-NBA 13, putting up some solid stats. And Kensuke, okay, looks like he's turning out to be pretty solid, 16 and 7. And Nabuya, dang, building up on that last season. He's looking to be a solid pro, averaging 14 and 14 for his whole career. And we got Murray Sakibara here on the Wizards. So let's just sim out these playoffs and let's see who ends up in the finals. And boom, looks like we have a Cavaliers and Kings finals. Let's see if we get any Kuroko no basket players. No. So it doesn't really matter. We're going to send this out and move on to the next season. Really quickly, just going over player progression, we see Chihiro going up some points. Daiki kind of stays at a 92. Taiga slides, dang, all the way down to an 82. That is not what we want to see. Wakatsumatsu is the best player on the Knicks, so hey man, shout out to him. He's got his own team. Okamaru goes down 1. Kuroko goes up 1. Akashi stays at a 91, and Hyuga goes up 1. Mitsuhiro stays at an 82. Mabuchi goes down to, I don't see, God, he's averaging 23 points. Anyways, Kisei stays at 86. Mitarima goes down to, I don't know what is happening. Looks like a lot of these franchises are kind of not managing these guys right. Like, man, even Himura's going down, bro. Like, what? He's had his best season. But I don't know how Koji just goes up to an 86 all of a sudden. See, that's what I mean, man. It's really up to these teams. And Kensuke goes to an 84. And we can sim right up to the All-Star break and see if any Kuroko no basket players made the selections. And boom, we got Mitarima making his second team. Aomini starting with his fourth. Kuroko makes it, so shout out to him. And Murray Sakibara is also starting on Team Giannis. Moving on to the end of the season, let's keep it going. We got Darius Garland winning MVP. Okay, we'd like to see some more Kuroko players, but it's all good. Again, bro, Atsushi Sakibara with another dominant season. Looks like his scoring's falling off, but man, he's still Defensive Player of the Year. We actually see Tepe on All-NBA's second team, so let's see what kind of season he had. In 16 points, 15 rebounds, and 2.4 blocks. Very solid. Daiki also making third team, putting up 31 points and 9 assists, so very solid from him too. Kisei putting up 22 and 4. Looks like this is kind of the same stat line he's been putting up, but it's all good. Kuroko putting up 18 and 11. His scoring is actually something I didn't expect from him. We see Moriyama actually having a bounce back here, putting up 14 points per game. Miyagi also having a backup season. And at this point, I started actually controlling the 76ers to pick up some of the guys that weren't picked up last free agency. But getting back into the stats, man, we got Hayama putting up 15 points. Omini Daiki putting up 31 points. He's on a roll. Taiga putting up 29. I think that's pretty solid for him. And Ryo Sakurai kind of sliding back these past couple years, putting up 10 points. Takao still in the league, kicking around 4-3. Wei Lu 7-5 on the Lakers. He's more of a role player. Akamaru putting up one point per game, bro. He's on his way out, but shout out to Kuroko putting up 18-3. Sousa also may be on his way out. We're gonna start checking the retirements pretty soon to see if anyone retires. Akashi, decent stats, but nothing crazy at 19-9. Hyuga putting up 24 points though, and Mabuchi still putting up 22 points, so he's kind of settled in as a decent scorer. Mitsuhiro grabbing 11 rebounds. We like to see that. And Kisei, he's just on a very score-heavy team, but he's still putting up 22. Mitarima puts up better numbers than last year, putting up 23 and 7, so that's very good. Taisuke putting up 6 and 12 over on the Rockets. Himura slides back a little bit, but he still puts up 20 points per game. Koji with 14 and 13. I like that. And Tepe's still doing his thing, putting up 16 and 15, so shout out to him. Kensuke, okay, bro, 17 points. I like that, man. I like to see these underdogs. And Nabuya, 14 and 15 as well. Morisaki Bara, we saw 21 and 11 rebounds. And he's a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, 4-time All Defensive First, so shout out to him. And at this point, man, this is free agency, so I saw Mitarima and Tepe not really get the love they deserve, so I said, man, screw not playing with this roster. I'm trying to get in on some of the action, so I offered a pause on that one. But I offered both of these guys some big contracts relative to what they were expecting. I think I signed both of them for 4 years, $80 million, and we also picked up Himura. So let's see how the rotation this season is going to be. It's going to be Mitarima at the 3 and Tepe. Sorry, not Tepe, Taiga. I've been saying Tepe, but we signed Taiga. Taiga is going to be at the 4, and Himura is going to be shooting guard as well. And let's see, this season we get Daiki and Kisei, Mitarima as well. Actually, we got a couple people. We got Kuroko and Morisaki Bara. They're all just on Team Jason. Hey, but shout out to them, man. Big all-stars in this. Simming out to the end of the season, Luka's still doing his thing, getting MVPs, but Morisaki Bara is the Luka of the Defensive Player of the Year award. Still kicking it with the Wizards, got re-signed to a fat contract and put up 23 and 12 boards per game. Kuroko putting up pretty solid numbers. This is his best season so far, 21 and 12. Daiki's on second team, putting up 28 and 9 as he was injured to end out the season for 46 weeks. Kisei putting up 24, 6 and 5 on All-NBA second team, and we got Taiga putting up 20 and 10. So man, I'm telling you, I know how to develop these dudes. Let me develop them, man. He goes up to an 88. And Morisaki Bara, we saw, let's see, defensive team, Daiki makes it, Kuroko makes it as well. And we also got Koji, man. Shout out Koji. He's one of the unsung heroes of this thing, too. And we didn't see Kisei or Akashi here, so let me show him to you. 19 points, 9 assists for Akashi. So, solid, and he changed teams to the Bucks, so he's rolling with Giannis. Here's Tepe, 14 and 13. And I also forgot to mention, I forgot to record the playoffs again, bro. Listen, it's going to get better from here, but if I don't show it, it probably just means that no one won it. So we can get into these stats again. Here's Wakatsumatsu, 10 points, 11 rebounds. Kensuke putting up 19 and 9. Okay, Hyuga, little step back, but still putting up 24 points per game. very solid. Mitsuhiro putting up 8 and 12. Okay. Nabuya on the Kings now. He changed from the Warriors. And Himura putting up 18 points for us. We put him kind of in a more limited role. Bucci switches teams to the Lakers from the Pacers and takes a pretty big roll back. Chihiro is not getting played as much, so that kind of sucks. Taisuke putting up 2 points. Man, he needs to get some more minutes. Alright, so now we can get into the playoffs. Pardon the interruption here. We see the Pistons are the first seed, Alumi's Hornets are the third seed, and the Philadelphia 76ers, aka us, the Team KMB, man, we're in the fourth seed, and we're in the finals, man, going up against the Mavs, and boom, boom, pow. I don't know how. I wasn't even controlling the team like that. I didn't even set the rotations, but we get the 76ers to win the finals. Kagami Taiga is your finals MVP, so shout out to him. We're going to go straight into player retirements, and we see Okamaru retire a little bit early with only 4 years played. Moriyama, man, he put up 14 points. Why would he retire? So we overturn his decision to retire. Okamaru, we're going to think about overturning him, but man, he put up 1 point, bro. He's got to retire. On to season 6 now. Here's our lineup. We got Midorima at the 4. We signed Nikola Jokic. So I think he'll play pretty great with the Team KMB we got going on. Moving to the All-Star break. Let's see if we get any Kuroko no Basket players on the team. And we get Daiki, Taiga, and Murisaki Bara on the All-Star team. So that's what's up. Now we can head off and towards the end of the season. Let's see who gets the MVP. This season it's Cade Cunningham, so shout out to him. And Murisaki Bara wins another Defensive Player of the Year, so add that to the collection. It's safe to say Murisaki Bara's had the best career so far, at least with awards. No one on All-NBA second team or first team, but we got Kuroko on the third team, man. Shout out to Kuroko, Phantom 6 man. This man's starting and making them first team. So also shout out to Taiga. He makes All NBA third team, and of course Murisaki Bara's on the defensive teams. And Wei Lu heard I was talking shit about him, and he makes All Defensive second team alongside with Daiki. So shout out to them too, putting up 28 points this season. Taiga also makes All Defensive second team. Here's Akashi's stats. He had an up year, 21 and 9, but unfortunately he's not really been making any awards. I mean, look at this. 1 second team All Defense, and that's about it. Kisei here putting up 20 points and 6 rebounds, 6 assists. We saw Taiga putting up 20 and 10. And Midorima putting up 23 and 8. Very solid as well. Tepe upping and scoring with 17 points, but his rebounds go down to 12 a game. Hyuga, I guess he had an early prime because he looks like he's starting to decline a little bit. And Kabore Koji, underdog man, 14 and 11 points, secured himself quite a bag. Nabuya putting up 10 and 11, still doing pretty solid. Kensuke with 14 and 8. That's what I like to see. One of the more underrated players this season, or in this series. 9 and 10 for Wakatsumatsu. For Himura, puts up 17 points on our team on the 76ers. Ryo Sakura, he needs to get some more playing time, man. Those numbers are looking pretty good, but he just needs more time. And Mayuzumi Chihiro, he had a down year, but I doubt he played all too much. Alright, so now that we looked at the player stats, let's just simulate the rest of these playoffs. We're the second seed this season as Team KMB, and Kisei is going up against nobody from Kuroko no Basket in the finals here. And let's pull for the Pistons, and unfortunately they're down 3-1, and they come back for the win. Let's go in the finals, bro. The Warriors, how you gonna let that happen again? But anyways, we see Moriyama try to retire again. This time we're going to let him just because he didn't even get picked up. Low overall type stuff, and see the player progression on our team. Taiga's up to a 92. Very solid. Same with Akashi, 92. Aomini's at a 90. Nibuya's going all the way up to an 84, so shout out to him. Same with Wakatamatsu, he's at an 84 at the end of the season. Kuroko goes down a little bit to an 88. Hyuga goes up 1 as the man on the net, so shout out to Hyuga. Kisei goes down 1 after winning the finals. Okay, that makes sense. Koji goes down 2, but he was at 87, and that's definitely better than you'd think. And shout out to Murasaki Bora at a 91. Hopping into the All-Star break here, we can take a look at the All-Star participants, and we got Murasaki Bora, Taiga, Teppei, all on Team Luca, and on Team Jason we got Mitarima, and that's kind of it for the East. Alright, so now we can sim out to the end of the season, and bam, just like that, Atsushi Murasaki Bora with his MVP, putting up 28 and 14, back to his Shaq-like numbers. One-time MVP, 6-time All-Star. He's looking like he's got probably the best resume out of all these guys, except for maybe Daiki. And okay, Kisei getting the Defensive Player of the Year trophy right there, putting up 21, 5, and 5. And obviously Murasaki Bora's on first team, All-NBA. Kagami Taiga putting up 23 and 12 for us on the 76ers, making All-NBA second team alongside Kisei. And Mitarima also makes All-NBA third team, putting up 24 points per game, so it looks like he's developing better. Kuroko on All-Defensive first, putting up 19 and 9.5. That's what's up. And Wei Lu, okay, he's coming back again on the All-Defensive team, along with Teppei right here, putting up 16 and 14 plus 5 assists. So that's what's up. See some of the other players' stats. Akashi had a decent season, putting up 21 and 8. Daiki did not make any of the All-NBA teams, but he put up a solid 23 and 7, sliding back a little bit. Kensuke, though, put up 13 and 8, so he's continuing being one of the more underrated players in the league. Koji as well, putting up 12 and 11. Tatsuya Himura for us on the Sixers. Scoring went a little bit down. Same with Hyuga over here, putting up 19 points. But they're still getting the shots up. That's what I like to see in their age 27 seasons. Here's Nibuya. So I would imagine like 27 would be these guys' primes. They're not really performing the greatest, but some of these guys, like Sakurai over here, okay, he has an up season. A lot of these guys kind of had their best seasons very early on into the simulation. You see Ibuchi right here on the Lakers, but then kind of fell off. Some of these guys are getting better, like we're seeing with Taiga. You see Hayama right here playing off the bench for the Heat, and he's not really progressing very well, but he's still putting up some solid numbers. And we can sim for this year's playoffs. We see the Pistons are in first seed, and us as the 76ers, we're in the conference finals against them, so let's see. We get knocked out. It's going to be a Pistons and Warriors final right here. And Kisei on the Pistons, obviously, so we're pulling for him, and the Warriors get the revenge. We're coming up on another free agency here, so I'm offering a contract to Taiga, and he backstabs us, man. We won the championship, bro. But you know, we still got Mitarima on the team. We still got Sakurai. I think we signed him this season. See Akashi right here. He actually regresses down to an 88, so that is not what we like to see. Kimura goes up 1. Daiki actually goes down 1. So we're seeing people kind of fall off a little bit when they're 26, 27, which isn't really making a lot of sense. So maybe I'll edit sort of their peak ages and peak primes. Kuroko dropping down 2. Like, come on, man, he had a good season, bro. How is he gonna fall? Dang, Hyuga going down 3. This is not the best. Kisei going down 1 after playing in the conference finals. Koji staying at an 85. Teppei going down 1 to an 85. Still solid. And dang, Taiga, man, he's going up all the way to a 94 on him. He joins the Spurs now, so hey, man, best of luck, bro. And Murasaki Bora, after winning MVP, goes down 1 for no reason. But onward to Season 8, where we can sim all the way up to the All-Star break, and let's see who makes it. on Team Luca, and now it's actually Team Murasaki Bara over there on the East. So shout out to Murasaki Bara. And we get, unfortunately, no one on Team Luca, and only Tepe, Kuroko, and Kisei and Taiga are actually all on the East this season. So it's kind of a generation of miracles / Tepe and Kuroko over there on the East. That's pretty cool. And looks like we actually end up with Tepe as Defensive Player of the Year. So, hey, congratulations, bro. We got Mitarima putting up 26 points for us with Taiga gone, making All-NBA first team. We got Murasaki Bara continuing on with his momentum from last season. Taiga makes All-NBA second team right here. See all these injuries going on, man. It's crazy. But he puts up 23 and 11, so that's cool. That's cool. Tepe puts up 16 and 14 like we saw. Taiga on all defensive first. Same with Kisei here, putting up 18 and 5. We saw Tepe and Kuroko also making all defensive second team, putting up 17 and 9. So that's still pretty solid right here. Here's Akashi's stats. He's still not making the All-NBA teams. He's putting up 18 and 6. We got Daiki putting up 25 and 7. So that's what I like to see. He had a bounce back year scoring wise. Mitarima we saw all the way up. He's injured right now, although, but here's his stats. Koji putting up 12 and 11. Solid for him. Himura leaves the 76ers and immediately gets his scoring opportunities back, but not too much. He's only scoring 18 points per game. Wakatsumatsu over here, still being a solid center. He's just as solid as the day they drafted him, man. And Kensuke, okay, 14 and 7, bro. He's my favorite underdog guy, I think, in the sim. Shout out to Hyuga, putting up almost the same stats as last year. And same with Nabuya, man. These guys are remarkably consistent. They kind of go a little bit up or a little bit down, and we're getting Ryo Sakurai his touches, and he's averaging almost 15 points. Rei Umbuchi, oof, kind of a fall back, man. He must not be getting his minutes. Takao even, solid little backup point guard status, but hey man, for a 43rd pick, that's pretty good. We also got Wei Lu over here putting up 3 and 3. I didn't even know he was on the team. Hayama, okay, again, solid kind of sixth man numbers, but what can you say? And Chihiro putting up 11 and 5 and 7 almost, so very balanced. Taisuke is looking like he's on his way out of the league, and we can sim through the playoffs this season. Again, the 76ers were actually the 8th seed. We lose to Kisei's Pistons, and they're kind of very dominant up there. He's going up against the Hawks in the conference finals, and it's going to be a Nuggets-Hawks finals. Let's see if anyone, Kuroko no basket player, and no one on the Nuggets, nobody on the Hawks. It does not matter. Alright, so shout out to the Nuggets who win that championship. We're going to re-sign Mitarima to a fat little contract, and oh no, he leaves us. But that gives us extra salary space, so we're like, you know what, we're going to get the next best thing, try to bring back Akashi's career because he's kind of been struggling over there on the Bucks. And we see progression. Akashi goes down 3, Himura goes up 1. Mitarima goes up 2 on the Clippers. He's now one of the best players in the league at a 92. Okay. Daiki goes down 1 to be an 88. Nabuya goes down 1. He's now 83. Kensuke joins up with Wakatsumatsu's team, even though he's not there. Kuriko's still on the Magic at an 86. Mitsuhiro's now an 81. He's on the Mavericks this season. Hyuga, an 83. Wakatsumatsu joins the Nuggets, so that's what's up. Kisei still on the Pistons at a 91. Koji on the Raptors at an 85. Tepe, he's now on the Rockets at a 85 in his age 28 season. Taiga is one of the best players in the league at a 95 overall. Murasaki Bara stays at a 90 overall. So now we can get into season 9 here. And simming right up to the All-Star break like usual, we see that Murasaki Bara is the team captain over there. He picks up Taiga, Mitarima, Kuroko, Daiki all on his team, and Kisei makes team Luka Doncic. So shout out to all those guys. Simming up until the end of the season, Luka wins MVP. I think this is like 2032. He's still winning MVPs out here. But Tyga gets Defensive Player of the Year on the Spurs, putting up 21 and 11. Pretty solid stats. Nothing really jumping off the page though. Obviously, he makes first team along with Mitarima, who put up less points, but at least he makes the first team. He shot very efficiently. Daiki on his way back to the All-NBA second team, putting up 27 and 7. A nice little bounce back from that 22 stinker he put up a few years back. Kuroko over here, 20 and 9, getting his scoring up. Morisaki Bara still being pretty dominant over there on All-NBA second team. Kuroko makes All-Defensive team along with Kisei, who puts up 20 and 5. So he's kind of settled as a player, but still pretty solid, playing on that stacked Pistons team. And let's see how Akashi did this season. Not the greatest, 17 and 8. Kensuke over there puts up 15 and 7 on his new team like nothing even happened. That's why I like him. And Tepe puts up 17 and 13. He's been on the Rockets for quite some time. Koji puts up 11 and 9. Kichi Nubuya puts up 10 and 12 right here. Still a solid center. Gets traded mid-season. Takao, who's kind of a journeyman, has probably his best season in a while, man. So shout out to Takao. I really mean that. And Wakatsumatsu right here puts up 6 and 10. Ryo Sakurai on the Sixers. Solid scoring at 16 points per game, so he's really extending his career out. Mitsuhiro doesn't really get the minutes, but you see his rebounding, man. It's pretty nice. And Ryo Mbuchi over there on the Pistons, kind of revitalizing his career a little bit, scoring 14 points. And Hayama puts up 10 points per game. You see Chihiro right here putting up 10 and 3 on his new team. He's playing alongside Kuroko, which I think is pretty funny. He's backing him up. And we can sim out to the playoffs right here, see if we can get anyone on the Kuroko no Basket team in the finals. And it's going to be Warriors versus Raptors. I'm pretty sure Koji's on the Raptors, so let's pull for the Raptors, even though they got kind of dog walked on that first game. So shout out to Koji. He's in the finals right here. Let's see if he can win his first ring. And the answer to that is no. And the Warriors, with Ben Simmons as finals MVP, take home the championship. Let's see if anyone retires. And we see Kimura actually retires. Like I called it, I said he's going to retire pretty soon, man. He got 2 points. So we can go over to player progression here. And Akashi actually goes up 2. We signed Wakatsumatsu, who goes down 1. And we got Ryo Sakurai going up 1. Wei Lu as well going down 1. He's now a 78 in his age 29 season. Nabuya over there at an 82. Himura over on the Celtics at an 83. Mitarima goes up 2. He's now one of the highest rated players in the league. He's at 94. Daiki stays at 88, but he changes teams and signs with the Miami Heat, playing alongside Hayama, who's still stuck at a 79. Kensuke stays at an 84. Kuroko goes up 1 to 87. Kisei stays at a 91. Koji goes down 1. Apparently didn't play too well in the finals, but he's got a fat contract. Same with Kiyoshi Tepe, who goes down 1 to 84. Taiga's still one of the highest rated players in the league at a 95. And Morisaki Bara goes down 1 to 89. On to Season 10, we're going to skip to the All-Star break. And Morisaki Bara is the team captain again, so let's go, baby. Let's see who makes it. We got Taiga, Daiki on Team Itsushi, and we got Mitarima and Kisei over there with Luka Doncic. And we're going to sim out to the end of the season, and boom, Itsushi Morisaki Bara with yet another MVP, putting up 26 points per game, 14 rebounds, alongside 3 blocks and 60% field goal shooting. I'll take it. Taiga wins another Defensive Player of the Year, so that makes it 6 All-Stars, 1 NBA championship, and back-to-back Defensive Player of the Year. Safe to say he's having a pretty solid career over there on the Spurs, man. We, the 76ers, do miss him. Taiga makes All-Defensive first alongside Mitarima also, who puts up 26 points and 10 rebounds, another player that the 76ers are missing a lot right now. And on the third team, we have Daiki with another bounce back here, putting up 28 points, 7.6 assists in his age 29 season. Looking at Akashi's stats right here, he puts up 20 points, 9 assists, so he has a bounce back year. Wakatsumatsu gets his rebounding up, but not too much on the scoring department. Ryo Sakurai goes down a little bit and is scoring 13 points per game. Kisei putting up 20 points, pretty much identical stat lines to what he's always been putting up. Kuroko puts up 14 and 7. He's shooting a bit less, but I still like the assists. I like that he's still kicking around. Kensuke, my boy, puts up 16 and 6. Koji over there putting up 10 and 10, pretty solid right there on the Raptors as he's an 84 overall. Tepe putting up 15 and 15, very solid. One of the more underrated players, I'd say, especially from this class. Tatsuya Himura puts up 20 points up in there in Boston, so yeah, he's going off right now. Nabuya also kind of going off, not too much on the offensive end. Mitsuhiro not really getting the minutes he's deserving. And Takao putting up 7 and 5. Shout out to Takao, man. Hyuga over there, he actually leaves the Nets. He really fell off last season. I guess I didn't show it. Maybe he got injured, but he did not perform very well. And Mayuzumi Chihiro did not get picked up, so he's over there in free agency. Again, the Pistons are the first seed, so we're going to sim these playoffs, and let's see what happens, see if we get any Kuroko no basket players up in there. And you see here, as the 5th seed, we're in the finals, man. Team Kuroko versus the Rockets, who I believe we're going up against the Rockets, who have Tepe. So either way, some Kuroko no basket players are going to get the championship, and boom, just like that, man. Shout out to Akashi. He wins his first ring over here with us on the 76ers. Let's check player retirements, and we see Chihiro actually retires at age 31, so that's kind of early, but I'd say he had a pretty solid career. Although he puts up the best numbers of his career, for some reason Akashi regresses. Same with Himura. It looks like we're going to be seeing a lot more regression as these guys are getting older. Mitarima jumps up to 195. Daiki is still at an 88. But like I was saying, when these guys get over 30, you see a lot of regression. Some players not so much. Kuroko's starting to go down at age 29. Mitsuhiro stays at 81. Kisei goes down to a 90, but he's now the best player on the Pistons. Koji stays at an 84. Tepe goes down 1 to 83. I guess that finals performance had something to do with that. Taiga goes up to 195. And Murisaki Bara stays at an 89. So now we can sim into Season 11 and head right into the All-Star break to see who made the teams, man. And it looks like Kagami Taiga is the team captain over on the West, and he picks up Akashi, who actually makes his first All-Star team, man. You see these guys like Kisei has 9 All-Stars, Murisaki Bara has 10, Daiki over there has 8, but Akashi made his first team, man, so what can we say? Taiga wins his 3rd in a row Defensive Player of the Year award, putting up 22 points and 11 rebounds, so very solid stats from him there. Let's check out the first teams. We see Mitarima over there putting up 25 and 10. Kisei putting up 20 and 6, so very solid from him as well. And we got Akashi, an All-NBA second, putting up 22 and 9. Oh, I'm sorry, this is per 36, but it's pretty close because they probably played that many minutes. And on defensive team, we see Murisaki Bara, who now has 2 MVPs, 5 Defensive Player of the Year awards. He's really looking like a beast. He puts up 25 points this season. Kuroko puts up 15 and 7. Wakatsumatsu also makes all defensive second team, really not scoring the ball very well, but we don't really need him to. And shout out to Koji making all defensive second team, putting up a solid 9 and 11. Hey, 9-11, whoa. Anyways, Nabuchi goes up for 13 and 11. Tatsuya Himura going back to the 76ers. He puts up 21 and 5. And here's how the playoffs played out. No Kuroko no basket players in the finals, but the Grizzlies win the championship. We see Otsube Taisuke retire here after putting up 5 and 11. I guess he wasn't getting the offensive game going at all. But anyways, we can go to the player progressions for the season. And we see Akashi stays at an 85. Midorima goes down to a 94, but is still one of the highest rated players in the league. Daiki goes down to an 86. Dang. Kensuke kind of hits a little bit of a wall, goes down 3. That's crazy. He had a pretty solid season. I don't see why. Shout out to Kuroko. He stays at an 86. Kisei stays at a 90. Kagami Taiga goes down 2 to a 93, but he's still a 93. And okay, Atsushi going up 1 to a 90. And we can head on into Season 12, where we go to the All-Star break. And we actually see that Midorima is a team captain over there on the West. He picks up Morisaki Bara, Kisei on his team, and Taiga and Daiki are on the East All-Stars, and shout out to them. They're getting up there in All-Star appearances. Simming out to the end of the season, and okay, shout out Morisaki Bara with what is this? This is his 6th Defensive Player of the Year, bro. He's out here looking like Shaq. Shaq doesn't even have 6 Defensive Player of the Years. Shout out to Midorima for putting up 25 and making All-NBA first team. That's what I like to see. Okay. And shout out to Kisei and Morisaki Bara making All-NBA third team. Kisei puts up 17 and 4. I like to see that. Still putting up solid production, and they're over 30 right now, man. We've been through 12 years. Okay. And Taiga makes all defensive first team. Scoring takes a bit of a step back, and he's putting up 18 and 10, which is not bad. And Kosuke Wakatsumatsu also makes all defensive second team. Here's the rest of the player stats. Akashi puts up 18 and 9, which is pretty solid, you know. Okay. Wakatsumatsu, who made all defensive second team, puts up 5 and 11. Miyagi, he didn't really get any minutes, but hey, man, he's still there. So Tatsuya Himura puts up 19 points for us, 4 assists. That's pretty solid. Aomini Daiki puts up 21 over there on the Heat in his 3rd season with them. Koji got traded to the Lakers, it looks like mid-season. He puts up solid stats. Kuroko's still on the Magic. He puts up 13, 7, and 8. Okay. Kensuke, Mr. Underrated Man himself, puts up 13 and 6. Okay. Mitsuhiro over there on the Golden State Warriors now. He puts up some solid rebounding numbers, and we can sim to the end of these playoffs. Let's see what's going to happen. And right now we're going up against the Celtics, and we're actually in the finals again. Okay. And shout out to Koji. He's on the Lakers right now along with Nabuya. So we know that, hey man, some Kuroko no Basket players are going to get the championship. And let's sim this finals out. We're up 3-1, and bang! Another one. Okay. Our auto-generated rookie guy gets the finals MVP, but you know, we got Akashi a ring, so that's what's up. We also see Hayama retire after a solid career, you know, 13 points. He's more of a bench scorer. He did not get any awards, but still a solid, underrated player. Alright, we can get into player progression, and boom, freaking Akashi goes down 3 after winning the championship, whatever. Midorima goes up 1, Koji goes down 1, Wakatsumatsu joins the Lakers, he goes down 1, okay. Kuroko takes a big drop, -3, I don't know what happened. Same thing with Kisei, goes down 3, Kagami goes down 4, Morisaki Bara goes down 1. And we can move on into Season 13 on a rough note, man. They're going all the way down, but looks like Midorima is on the East now, and he's the team captain. He picks up Morisaki Bara, and that's it for Kuroko on the East. And Kisei and Kagami, make the West All-Star team. Simming out into the season awards, a bang, Atsushi picks up his 7th Defensive Player of the Year, looking like the best defender of all time. Mitarima goes to the Cavs this season, puts up 25 and 9. He's just getting better. He's been extremely solid throughout this entire video, so shout out to Mitarima. Akashi makes an All-NBA third team. I think that might be his first one, man, putting up 22 points, but not an All-Star team. Kisei and Taiga both make all-defensive first team, pardon me. Taiga puts up 16 points. Mitarima also makes all-defensive second team, so he's just a beast out there. Kisei puts up 16, 6, and 3. He's been averaging pretty solid stats. Koji on the Lakers puts up 6 and 8. Kuroko's still pretty solid, putting up 14 and 8. Daiki has a bounce back year, puts up 25 points. He's still an absolute bucket, but somehow he's only an 82 overall at age 32. And here's Tepe's stats. He's kind of been dwindling down, but he puts up 9 and 8, still pretty serviceable. Simming out into the playoffs here, let's see what's going to happen. And looks like we've got a Wizards-Warriors finals. Let's see. And the Wizards, okay, with Murray Sakibara. He wins his first championship, I believe. So a good ending to a pretty good career, although he's not going to retire. I don't know why I said ending. Speaking of retirements, we actually see Tatsuya Himura retire pretty early, and he's putting up 18 points in his last season. I don't know if I'm going to let that slide, so I'm going to make him force unretire. We can let Wei Lu retire, you know. Wakasamatsu also retires after putting up 9 points, and we also see Ryo Mbuchi, who had a pretty solid career. He had that one season putting up 28 points, and he was on the all-rookie team, but no other teams aside from that, so he retires. And we also see Shun retire, who I just made a video about. Check that out if you want. Yoshinori Susa also retires with no awards, but shout out to them. This season, we also go out and sign Aomini Daiki because we got the money, and, you know, we're trying to, you know, pick up his career a little bit. It seems like he's not getting a lot of playoff time, so we got Akashi going up for and Daiki this season on the Sixers, Team Kuroko. Speaking of Kuroko, he actually goes down 2 to an 82. Kisei goes down 2 to an 85. Taiga goes down 3 to an 86. And Murray Sakibara goes down 2 and is an 87 now. Going into season 14 now, we can sim to the All-Star break, and I didn't get the draft selection, but Mitarima makes it. Akashi also makes it pretty late into his career along with Taiga. Daiki makes it, and Murray Sakibara, so essentially just the generation of miracles there. Simming out to the end of the season, let's see who we get. We got Kagami cleaning up with another Defensive Player of the Year, so shout out to him. I think he's got a couple of Defensive Players of the Year under his belt now. Mitarima has one of his best seasons as a 33-year-old. That's what I like to see. Puts up 27 points, 10 rebounds, dang near. Let's go. And Taiga and Kisei both make all defensive second team. We saw Taiga, obviously. Kisei has a better season than last year, putting up 18, 4, and 4. So shout out to him. Murray Sakibara, who probably could have won the Defensive Player of the Year. Well, not really. His blocks are actually down. What the heck? That's all good, though. You already know what's up. Akashi also puts up 20 and 8, so that's what I like to see. Aomini puts up 25 for us. Let's go. I told you, man, we're going to give him more opportunities. Koji puts up 6 and 9. Pretty solid season, a little bit better than last year. He's 35 years old. Takao kind of dwindling down in his career at 33, so it's to be expected, obviously, and we can sim out these playoffs. Let's see what happens. And we got the Wizards going up against the Pelicans this season. Let's pull for the Wizards, and they're going down 3-1, and oof. They get gentlemen swept up in the finals, so no repeat for Atsushi Sakibara here. And we see Kensuke, my man, Mr. Underrated, retire after a solid career over there in New York. We also see Tatsuya Himura. Looks like he didn't get picked up because of his overall, so he's going to retire after that good season that he had. So shout out to him. Hopefully he has fun in retirement. Here's Kuroko. He is in free agency, so we're going to send him a little bit of an offer, complete Team Kuroko. And we get him. So we got Akashi, Aomini, and Kuroko down there, kind of regressing a little bit. Midorima still a pretty solid player, 94. Kisei goes down 3, he's now at 82. Kagami goes down 3, he's now at 83. Morisaki Bara, they're getting pretty old, you know what I'm saying? So they're going to obviously progress downwards. And now we can sim to the All-Star break where we see Midorima. Morisaki Bara made it for his 14th time, man. He's an OG, he's doing his thing. And nobody there on the East. I think this is their age 34 season for the Generation of Miracles, and the older players are even older, so it's understandable. But bang! Morisaki Bara wins his 8th Defensive Player of the Year, putting up 19, 12, 2 blocks a game. Yo, he's a beast in this simulation. Let's see. Yeah, this is his 8th Defensive Player of the Year. God dang. And shout out to Midorima putting up 24 points over there on the Cavs this season. He's not slowing down anytime soon, and I kind of figured his game would translate the best into his old age. You see Kuroko at 33, man. He's putting up 12, 3 and 3. He's almost on his way out. He actually had a pretty inefficient season. But, we saw Morisaki Bara over on first team. Midorima makes all defensive second team as well. Akashi puts up 17 and 8 in his age 33 season, so that's not too bad. Daiki puts up 21 and 6. Kuroko puts up 10, 7, and 7. So pretty solid as well, doing his little Kuroko thing. Kagami stays at 14 points and puts up some solid defensive numbers as well. Wakatsumatsu over on the Lakers, he's kind of never really been the same. He's about to fall off. Koji's playing with Wakatsumatsu. They got 2 old-ass centers over there on the Lakers, so you know what's going on. And we can sim out these playoffs. Let's see what happens. The Sixers didn't even make it this year because they're old, I guess. And we got the Kings versus the Cavs. So we got both Midorima and Tepe on the Cavs. Okay, here's kind of Tepe's full stats, and the Cavs go down 4-1 to the Kings and lose that. So we see Mitsuhiro and Takao retire. Shout out to Takao because he got a little championship for him. He's been a solid backup point guard, and he's going to retire this season along with Ryo Sakurai, who kind of fell off that last season, but he had a pretty solid career. He also won a ring, so good stuff, good stuff for him. Nabuya over there, had a few solid years, was a very solid center, one-time All-Star, second team All-Rookie, decent, okay. Hugo also retires. Let's see his awards, not much in terms of awards, but he had a few solid seasons, man. He hasn't played in a couple of years, but last time he put up 13 points. One of the best three-point shooters you already know. And Wakatsumatsu, we see him in free agency, so come on over to Team Kuroko, baby. You already know what's up going into player progression. Kuroko actually has a bounce back here at 34, man. Don't play with the Phantom 6, man. He's actually the second best player on our team at an 82. We saw the other guys. Midorima stays at a 94 because he's taking care of his body, I guess. And you see everybody else kind of go down. Now we're going into season number 16. Holy moly. Midorima is all-star captain over there. He's like 35. He's like one of the oldest players in the league, and he's still killing it. 11-time all-star. Shout out to him. No other player makes it, though. And simming out to the end of this season. Okay. Morisaki Bara, man. This is his 9th Defensive Player of the Year. I'm pretty sure at this point it should be renamed after Morisaki Bara. And Midorima makes first team, putting up 24, shooting well above 44% the past couple of years, man. He's become an absolute beast, an absolute legend status by now. Kuroko also makes all defensive first team, putting up 10, 6, and 7. Shout out to Kuroko doing his thing. Midorima also makes it on all NBA first defensive team. And let's see the rest of the stats here. Daiki has a pretty solid season, putting up 15 and 5. Akashi has a solid season as well, putting up 16 and 7. At this point, man, we're not really too much worried about winning. I just want to see what these guys can do with some minutes. And Wakatsumatsu, with his minutes, puts up 3 points per game. That is awful. Look at his shooting, 41%. Kisei, though, Kisei does not get that many minutes, it looks like. Puts up 5 points a game. Looks like he's about to retire anytime soon, and we can sim out these playoffs. And simming out these playoffs, we got the Magic versus the Grizzlies. Let's see if they got any Kuroko no basket players on. And looks like no, unfortunately, so it doesn't really matter. We can go into the player retirements, and let's see who retired. We see Kiyoshi Miyagi retire after a number of solid seasons. He was on Team Kuroko for a while here. Puts up some solid stats, but pretty much he's a role player. Whatever. And that's the only retirement from this year. We can go into player progressions. We see Akashi has a bounce back. He's up to 83. Kuroko is down. Murisaki Bara goes down as well. And let's see Teppei. We've kind of been ignoring his stats, but he's kind of been dwindling. Right now he's in free agency looking for another team. I don't even know if he's going to get picked up, to be honest. But we see Taiga here, putting up 6 points in his last season, man. But look at his accomplishments, man. He's a legend. He needs to get picked up. Into season 17 now, and Midorima, bro. Yo, you gotta chill out, man. Everybody else is getting old, but Midorima's out here proving his Mr. Longevity, as he's the only Kuroko no basket player to get an All-Star this season. But keep in mind, it's also the year 2040. No All-NBA awards here except for Midorima on All-NBA third team, so that's cool. He puts up 23 and 8. He changes teams again. Right now he's on the Nuggets. He's 36 years old, bro. And Kuroko, okay, he's 35. He's proven he's pretty longevitable too. 8, 6, and 7 for him. Very solid. And nobody else makes the All-NBA teams. Aomini has another bounce back here, bro. He's solid, putting up 19 and 6. Akashi doing his thing, you know, putting up 12 and 5. I like to see that. On some bad efficiency, though. Murisaki Bari is now at 79. He puts up 15 and 7. Pretty solid center stats. I thought he would be worse at 35, man. He relies a lot on his athleticism, and same with Taiga. Puts up 6 and 3. He didn't even get picked up this season. I think he's still a free agent. Alright. We're going to sim these playoffs here. And Kisei's on the Pistons, and it looks like they get eliminated by the Knicks, so that kind of sucks. I can't believe it. They were a first seed, man. Come on. And the Celtics take home the championship. So now we can get into player retirements, where we see Kagami Taiga, man. First generation of miracles type guy to retire. He puts up very solid stats throughout his career. Check out his accomplishments. He's a 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, 10-time All-Star, 9-time All-NBA. Very solid career. For his career, he's a 20 and 10 guy. So, hey man, let's see you at the Hall of Fame, bro. He had a Blake Griffin type of career with some more accomplishments. We also see Teppei retire. He had a very solid career, putting up 14 and 13 at along 2.4 blocks. Not too many accomplishments. He had 3 All-Star appearances, which is cool, but I'm not sure if that'll carry him to the Hall of Fame. And we also have Koji retiring, who's a solid guy, had 1 All-Star appearance and puts up 9 and 9 for his career. So he's a cool center or whatever. And it's much of the same for player progression in this year. Pretty much just a bunch of players going down because they're getting old. Aomini's gone down all the way to a 79, man. God. Anyways, we're going to go on to the All-Star break for this year, and man, I cannot believe Mitarima is still an All-Star, bro. He's like 933 years old, bro. We've got rookies. I don't even know half these players, man. It's just hey, but you can also always count on Mitarima being an all-star, man. All defensive second team. He puts up 19-7 in his age 37 season. That's some LeBron James stuff, just to put that into perspective. And shout out to Kuroko, man. He's still kicking around on all defensive second team, putting up a steal and a block in game. Akashi's injured to end the season, but he has a bounce back here, and he puts up 16-5. Is still pretty solid. And Almini's not going anywhere, puts up 16-5 in this past season. We can sim through the playoffs right here, and we see the Nuggets actually lose a 3-0 lead, bro. That's Mitarima's team, so nobody gets an championship. We're going to steal Atsushi Murasaki-bara from the Wizards. Steal his ass to really truly complete Team K and B. We still have like pretty much basically all of the Generation Miracles outside of Kisei and Mitarima. Basically, man, we got everybody. Let's go. And now we can get on to season 19, where we do not see Mitarima as a all-star, but yeah, Mitarima isn't even an all-star this season, man. I'm actually kind of surprised. I thought he would be. But anyways, let's check the All-NBA teams. Let's see if we get anybody on them. Nobody on first team, second team, or third team. And nobody on all defensive teams, so let's see how people did. Akashi puts up 11 points, 5 assists, pretty solid from him. Daiki still puts up 14 points, so he's still a solid scorer. He's still at 81, and he's 38 years old. Murasaki-bara, hey man, he can still play, bro. 11.6 rebounds. If only we got the prime version of all these guys. Kuroko puts up 4 and 5. Okay, whatever. Let's zoom out the rest of these playoffs. And we got the Pistons versus the Pelicans, so that's Kisei's old team. And now we can get into the player retirements. And we actually see Daiki retire while he's still in contract. Shout out to Daiki, 1-time MVP, 10-time All-Star, 7-time All-NBA team, man. He had a great career, man. You see his averages right there. Kisei also retires after becoming a 2-time champion, an 11-time All-NBA guy, and a Defensive Player of the Year. Let's see if they get inducted in the Hall of Fame, and they do. Bang, bang. Daiki puts up 25 for his career. Kisei puts up 19, 5, and 4 for his career, and they both get their jersey numbers retired, so that's what I like to see. Legends. First people to retire, we still have Kuroko, Murasaki-bara, and Akashi on the team. Mitarima in the league too, man. He puts up 22 this past season. He's not going nowhere. Now we can sim to this All-Star break. Let's see if we can get anybody, and nobody on the All-Star team. Let's sim out to the end of the season. We're in the year 2043, so we are in the distant future, if you know what I mean. Let's see if we can get anybody, and Mitarima makes an all-defensive first team to tack onto his resume. A legendary player, if you ask me. He is 39 years old. Let's see Murasaki-bara's stats. He puts up 11, 6, and almost 2 blocks a game. Still definitely a solid player. Akashi puts up 10 and 5. Not bad as well. Kuroko puts up 6 and 7 in his age 38 season. We can sim these playoffs, but the 76ers aren't even in the playoffs, so pretty much no Kuroko, no basket player is going to win unless the Nuggets go all the way, and they don't. And now we can sim to free agency, where we sign Kuroko for another year. Let's give Mitarima a nice little offer, man. Come on, man. We got to complete Team Kuroko. We overpaying him a bit. Bang, we get him on the team. Check out his resume right here, man. You know it's fat. And he's got that 6th man of the year. I like that. But, however, he actually retires with us, man. So that absolutely sucks. However, he puts up 23 points and 8 rebounds for his career. He's going to get into the Hall of Fame, and he's got 2 jersey number retires, one with the Clippers and one with the Cavs. Kuroko gets signed up for season 21. I believe him and Murray Sakibara are the last players left. Let's see how he did. And he puts up 4 and 3. Okay, that's pretty solid. I think I might have missed Murray Sakibara's retirement as well, unfortunately. Yeah, because I don't see him here. I think I missed him, but he made the Hall of Fame. I'll get into all these players' stats a little bit later. I think Kuroko is the last player left, actually, and he refuses to retire. He's 41 years old, man. He's pulling a Udonis Haslem out there. He's not even playing. And all of a sudden, he's not even interested in signing with us, so he's going to remain a free agent. We're going to sim out the rest of the season. Somehow we make the playoffs, even though we've been butt cheeks for the past couple of years. Although I've had the generation of miracles, they were all past their prime. However, Kuroko finally decides to retire 2 years down the line. He is 43 years old, but here, check out his resume. He's definitely worthy. 13-time All-NBA guy. See his stats. He didn't play for the last couple of years, but he put up 13, 6, and 8 for his career, and 13 points is pretty solid. He put up 21 and 13 that one season, bro. He was an absolute G for us right here in this simulation. And he makes the Hall of Fame, man. So pretty much in the Hall of Fame, we got all of the Generation of Miracles. I think I skipped over Kisei and Murray Sakibara retiring. Same with Akashi, but I think they all made it, man. So now we can check out the season awards. Let's go down to 2023. Let's see for MVP. We saw Daiki win it. Murray Sakibara that 1 year. Rookie of the Year was Tepe, although that was a little glitched. It would have been Daiki. We saw Mitarima win 6th man that 1 year. We saw Murray Sakibara, Taiga's, and Tepe's, Kisei's too, domination of the Defensive Player of the Year award, man. These guys are definitely solid defenders from the Generation of Miracles, and I really respect that because defense wins championships. We got a couple championships like Kisei, Murray Sakibara, all the Sixers championships, and we see Kuroko, Murray Sakibara, Akashi, Daiki, Kisei, Mitarima, Taiga, all make the Hall of Fame. We actually don't see Tepe, who I think had a fringe chance of getting in, but he doesn't. We can go to the total points, and we see that Mitarima is 4th all time. Daiki is 5th all time. Murray Sakibara is actually 13th all time, and Akashi had a solid career, not the most acknowledgments, but he's 43rd all-time in scoring. Kisei is 51st in scoring. Field goals made, we see Mitarima with 7th. Taiga is at 43rd. Mitarima damn near breaks the 3-point record. He would have been there if he played an extra season, but he decided to kind of retire early on contract. Let's see who else made it for the 3-pointers list. We see Akashi there at number 21. That's pretty solid. Daiki up there in the top 10 as well. Free throws made, it doesn't really matter. I don't really care about free throws. It looks like these guys didn't even get that many free throws because we really don't see any Generation of Miracles on there. Murray Sakibara is 3rd all-time in rebounds. No one's beaten Wilt Chamberlain. Tepe is actually 24th in rebounds, so fringe Hall of Fame. Shout out to Mitarima, 26th all-time in rebound. Wakatsumatsu's 32nd. Taiga's 34th. Nabuya actually makes 45th. And Koji makes 65th all-time rebounding. So these guys definitely making impact. Kuroko 5th all-time in assists. More than Akashi, who had 12th all-time assists. Daiki had 14th all-time assist, underrated passer. Murray Sakibara almost breaks the blocks record. Tepe is 15th all-time in blocks. Wakatsumatsu out there showing out. 22nd all-time in blocks. Mitarima, 28th all-time in blocks. More than Koji, man. That's definitely solid. He's not even a center. Kisei almost had the most steals of all time. That's another unbreakable record. Daiki, 11th all-time in steals. Kuroko, okay, 18th all-time in steals, man. That's what I like to see. And Taiga as well, 37th in steals. And Akashi cracks the top 50. Alright, so with that, man, we have just simmed out approximately 24 plus years in the simulation. This is the farthest I've ever done a simulation to. I mean, we're almost in the year 2050 here, but with seeing these Hall of Fame stats, we can kind of reflect on what everybody did. Basically, all the role players in Kuroko no Basket were simply just that. They were essentially role players. There wasn't many that kind of elevated beyond that, aside from maybe Koji or Wakatsumatsu and Kensuke Fukyu, who had pretty good seasons and careers outside of the Generation of Miracles. Now, in the contention of who the best player is, I don't have a solid answer. If you look at accolades, I'd say Atsushi Morisaki Bara's got that because he had like 9 or 10 Defensive Player of the Year awards. Taiga's got a good claim to it. He had multiple Defensive Player of the Year awards, not more than Atsushi, but hey. And Midorima had the most kind of longevitable career, very consistent, a lot of all-star appearances. Daiki had a pretty good career, but he kind of retired a little bit early and was more focused on scoring and things like that. A lot of these guys kind of performed how I'd expect them to. Nobody was the GOAT, though, I'd say. Akashi kind of disappointed. Kuroko did a lot better than I thought he would. Teppei did very good as well, so shout out to those guys. So, if you made it to this point, man, congratulations. This is a long-ass video. So, comment down below who your favorite player is from Kuroko no Basket if you made it to this point. And yeah, man, I'm going to keep these videos coming, and I've really enjoyed making them. So with that being said, man, I'm out. Peace. And don't forget to leave a like.